Maybe you have an idea of an app and you just discovered Bubble.io or no code. And you are curious about these technologies, what are they capable of, and want to know more about how it works. So in this video, I'm going to unveil you how Bubble.io works, what kind of apps you can build with it, the features that Bubble.io has, and whether you should build the application by yourself or hire an agency or a freelancer. So anything I do, let's dive into it. What is Bubble.io? Everything starts by understanding what is no code and why it is so powerful. For that, you need to change the way you think about web development or application development. Unlike traditional programming environments, now you can create very complex apps without writing a single line of code. With these tools that are popping up everywhere, you now can create apps just by drag and dropping elements inside a web and adding logic in the background. But the pioneer of this trend is Bubble.io, that by now I can say that is still the best no-code development platform. So keeping that in mind, now we can say that Bubble.io is a no-code development framework that allows you to design, develop, host, and scale applications without writing a single line of code. And the exciting part is that companies around the world from all sizes, from bootstrapped startups to Fortune 500 companies, universities, and any kind of company are using no code right now. So I am sure that you will find valuable the capabilities that Bubble.io has, and it's just a matter of creativity to figure out how you can use it by your own. Now let's go with the 5 key features of Bubble.io. First, we have the drag and drop design editor. Using the visual editor that Bubble has, you can see what you're building and have a nice idea of how your final users are going to visualize the app once they are using it. So to showcase you this, I'm going to recreate this Google Basic interface into Bubble for you to see how it is to create an interface. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is using this extension of Google Chrome. I'm going to get the color that Google is using for their web page and put it in my application and put it in the background of my application. Now, as you can see, Google is using like a little menu here for these buttons of Gmail, images, search labs button, the hamburger button, and the profile button. So for recreating this, I'm going to a group in where I'm going to locate these buttons. Okay, for reasons of efficiency, I decided to use the default text font that I encountered in this application and the default icons that Bubble has. However, when you are doing this very accurately, you can customize these icons to your taste. And if they don't exist in the Bubble icons gallery, you can use an image instead. Let's go with the body of this page. Okay, let's keep it simple. I copied the header, the basic body, and some part of the footer. And here is what I built. Once you have built the interface of your application, or as you are building it, you can preview the result of what you're building. So let's see this. And this is the result. Let's go here. I'm going to make this to reduce the min height. And just with that, we have the same, we had a similar looking of the original Google interface. Now let's go with the second main feature of Bubble.io. The second main feature of Bubble.io is the workflow engine that it has. With this workflow engine, you can activate a workflow whether when a button is clicked or a condition is met, or wherever condition that you need to be met to trigger an action. So for example, in this case, I am going to make that every time a user search engine, this screen will be shown. So let's go and do that. First of all, I set a list of predefined results for this search box. However, you can do it, you can make it to be dynamic, or yes, you can make it to be dynamic to search through your to the data that you have stored in your database, or through data of a third-party application that you connected with Bubble.io. But for simplicity, I just set a list of predefined choices. So let's go and do that. Okay, so now if we type here, for example, result, and we click result 4, boom, it shows you that congratulations, you made a successful search. And that will happen with either result I select. The third main feature of Bubble.io is the built-in encrypt database. Your app comes with a unique and fully featured customizable database that you can customize and personalize to your taste and the needs you have for your company or your application idea. So let's dive into the database editor so that you can see what is capable this of. So here we are, you have to click in this button to go to the database editor, and as you can see, I have a lot of data types because I use this application to test ideas that come to my mind and to test them. But let's create a new one. Basically, each of these data types is a table that you can connect with each other. So let's go for one. Let's say that we want to make a list of results for our search engine. So let's go here and let's put this results. Okay, create this one. And by default, you have the creator, the modified date, the created date, and a slug that is useful for SEO, or that is useful for SEO. So you can add as many fields as you need, and let's add one that I'm going to call I don't know, result text, and this will be a text field. Okay, let's add other one, and as you can see here, when you click here and create, the field type can be an option set or a data type. So this is what I was talking about before, that you can create relationships between different data types so that one data type can contain other. An example that I can give you is, for example, you have a list of users and a list of pets, and you want to know what pets has every user. So you could create, for example, one data type that will be pets, and within the user you can store the user pets, for example, and you can set this as a list for it to receive multiple entries. But with the purpose of keeping things simple, I'm going to just use this results data type with just the results text field. In the future, I'm going to make an entire introduction to Bubble.io so that you can introduce yourself entirely in the app and understand how to build your own application. But right now, I just want to maintain things as simple as possible. So now we have the results data type, and if you go to app data, we can see that right now we have 0 entries. I'm going to create some, for example, I don't know. Okay, so right now I just created manually 5 entries, but you can create entries by triggering a workflow, or manually, or you can upload them with a CSV file. However, for simplicity, I think that the best way right now is by doing it manually. So now with these entries that I have, I can make these choices dynamic. So I am going to define the results of this. I'm going to be from the results data type, and I get confused. Here I'm going to select the results data type, and the field to search is the result text. So now if I go here to the preview of my application and I copy, for example, bubble, it's going to show me the results that are similar to this word. But because the input just changed, it get us to this part. Let's do it again, and let's go with Batman. Yeah, why Batman never conquered the heart of Wonder Woman. And if I click, it redirects us to this section. The fourth main feature of Bubble.io is the secure and scalable hosting. Once you have your app built, or every time that you iterate and add new features, you can just go to your application and click here to deploy to live. And you can set a custom domain too for your application, and your application can receive as many users as it is needed, because Bubble scale as you go and can handle from a few users to thousands or hundreds of thousands of users. And the fifth main feature is something that, depending on when you see this video, is going to be already available or soon to be launched. And it is something that we as Bubble developers were waiting a lot for, and it is the Bubble App Native Builder. This is something that is going to be released soon this year, and that will allow us not just to create web applications, but to create two native applications for iOS or Android systems, leveraging from the database that you already have and from the Bubble powerful editor. If you are finding this content interesting, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. And if you need help building your no-code application, feel free to contact me via LinkedIn, link in the description. Now that you know the capabilities and the key features of Bubble.io, I am sure that you can determine if that application idea that you have is feasible to be built with Bubble.io, or if you're going to need custom code to bring that idea to life. However, if you keep doubting about it, don't hesitate to reach out to me in the link I leave you in the description. However, I want to share with you the main applications Bubble was built for and give you examples of each one, so that if you still don't have any idea of what to build, hopefully with these examples you will find out what to create. Okay, so the first thing is to create MVPs. For those who don't know what is an MVP, it is a minimum viable product, which means that is the minimum product that customers are willing to pay for. And Bubble.io is perfect for this thing because it 10x's the speed at what you develop your application and reduces the cost a lot. An example that we personally developed is this SaaS, software as a service, that helps inspectors to keep a track on the devices they need to inspect and the buildings in where these devices are located, and they can generate reports for the building owner. However, other examples of MVPs are marketplaces, SaaS that helps specific professionals, application that leverages from AIs like GPT-4 or Cloud and are used in a specific way. These kind of applications are known as wrappers, which means applications that take the capabilities of AI LLMs and put it in an specific interface. The second main application for Bubble.io, and personally my favorite one, is to create custom software or internal solutions for your company. So for example, if you have a CRM and an invoice system and an email marketing system, but every of these systems are separate, you can use Bubble.io to gather them and join them in a unique cluster, which helps you to streamline processes. For example, if a user registers in a place, you can create automatically that user in your CRM database, and then you can charge them immediately in your invoice system and store all of that in Bubble 2, for example. Or you can replace completely one or some of the system that you have. That is something I have done for many companies, because this helps them to streamline their processes very personalized and deep way. And the last main application for Bubble.io is to create automations. Personally, I don't like to use Bubble.io merely to create automations, because I think that tools like Make or Zapier are better for that. However, if you have an application already created and you need to create an interface on top of that that is useful for that automation, I will recommend to use Bubble.io. But a lot of times it is good to combine the powers of Bubble.io with the features of Zapier or Make. At this point, you might be wondering if it is better to build that by yourself by bootstrapping, or to hire an agency or a freelancer to help you. And it all depends on the time that you have and the budget that you have, because even with Bubble is 10 times simpler compared to traditional code, and it is not that short as you may think. If you are going to create your application and at the same time to learn Bubble.io, the development of your application can take some months. However, if you hire an agency or a freelance, it can take a matter of weeks, for example, from 4 weeks to 8 to 12 weeks. However, if you build it by yourself, the app is going to take a lot more time. So my recommendation is, if you want to get involved a lot in Bubble.io and to know the platform better, and you're going to create several applications and you don't have a good budget, I recommend you to build it by yourself. However, if you want to have things quickly and you don't have time to stay studying how to create apps with Bubble.io, I really recommend to hire an agency or a freelancer. I really hope this video helped you to get a better idea of what is Bubble.io, the things that are possible with it, what is the ideal use of Bubble.io, and whether if you need to hire someone or if you can bootstrap and create it by yourself. I want to send you the best desires. Remember you again to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye!